Hey everyone, I hope this finds everybody well. If you are going to be cruising soon, hurrah from me. If you are thinking about cruising and have questions, feel free to ask. For those that love to cruise, I absolutely love to contribute. They love to share in the joy. The topic that they're going to be touching on today, as you saw in the thumbnail, is what do I regret not bringing on a cruise? And that is a very vague question, and not in a negative or condescending way in any form. It's just one of those questions that what is important to me is not going to be important to you sometimes, and vice versa. There are times that someone says something, and as we know, I've cruised a bit, and I go, "Huh, never thought of that." So no, at no time do I think, oh, I know everything at this point. There are still many things that I will learn, especially since cruise as a whole is changing as the life around us changes. But many are asking, of course, as I said, what I should bring. And here are a few of the top things that seem to keep surfacing with this is what I wish I would have brought, or when I cruise again, this is definitely going with me kind of case scenario. And the thing in the thumbnail that you see which says, did I go blind? We will get to that in a few moments, but it is a true case scenario, and it is something that I said, I wouldn't have thought of that. I wear glasses, but I wouldn't have thought of that. So we'll get to that in a few minutes. The first thing, though, is going to be over-the-counter medications. And if you know me, you know I have a certain stance on medications as a whole. But there are certain things that if you're going somewhere where they may not be, not necessarily not accessible, but the difference in accessibility is not going to be there, I would say err on the side of caution and make sure that you have some of those items. Um, the basics being, your headache medication, allergy, eye drops for if you're someone that has eye drops. Of course, if you're someone that's cruising and you think you might be getting motion sickness, Dramamine or any of the anti-nausea medications or anti-motion medications, FYI, you should be taking that before you get on the ship. You want that in your system before you actually get on the ship. But it's still better to have just in case you're like, oh no, I should be taking it. It's just going to take you a day or two to get it back in your system. Um, nausea medication as a whole, your simple band-aids, we tend to have a little more fun sometimes than maybe we need or should or want to. Um, so band-aids or anything that might help with basic first aid. Sunscreen being a big one. Definitely you want to make sure you have your sunscreen and enough sunscreen. Make sure that you consider that. Um, does the ship have these things? Absolutely. Absolutely they do. But consider it as, and I don't want to name any certain store, but your corner store that sells medications or anything like that. I'm going to go in there, and what I might pay $9.99 for in any other store, I'm going to pay $16.99 for there or $12.99 there. So that same frame of mind applies to the store on the ship. Are they going to have those things? Absolutely. They're going to have toothbrushes, they're going to have toothpaste, they're going to have brushes. They're going to have so many items that they're going to make money from, truthfully, because you forgot. So yes, they do have it. So if you get in a pinch, don't think, oh my gosh, I don't want you packing so much that you're like, oh my gosh, I need to bring this, and this. No, if you forget something, you can absolutely purchase it on their little shop that's there on the ship. Just know or be prepared that if you do forget something, there's a few items sometimes, like a razor or something like that that you might be able to get from, concierge. But keep in mind that while you're able to get it, you are going to pay that convenience price that goes along with conveniently forgetting your item. So with that being said, that's that subject. Any of the links of anything that I might be discussing, there is a travel first aid, a cruise first aid item that I would actually recommend for you guys, which just has, and they're just generic, it's nothing crazy, but it's just the basic, oh my gosh, I might need, that you keep with you. I traveling like I do, it's something to have, whether we're going to cruise or anywhere, just God forbid I get into something and I need something, it's nice to know that I have it there. But all the links to any of these items are going to be below for you. If you choose, that's fine. I get no kickbacks from this at all. I'm working on getting 500 subscribers so that I will be able to give you some kind of a discount going forward, but they'll be there for you. The next item that is on the list is a battery or USB light. When you have to get up and go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, some of the cruise lines I've been on have a really nice, like low light, thin strip that's like under the vanity in the bathroom. But most do not. And there is only one light, and when you turn it on, it is bright. So if you or your significant other is someone that sleeps soundly and do not want to, oh, I got into bed and I need my headphones. Oh, I got into bed and I need this or that or whatever it may be. I have a USB rechargeable. It's a set of two lights that are motion detected lights. They're great. They're so small. You can actually turn it on to be a little flashlight if you want, or you can use it, like I said, as motion detected. So you can use one in the bathroom and keep one next to, the bed or the area that you're going to be in the most to use as you need, or as you see fit. The next item is Ziploc bags. I never really considered, sorry, I'm sliding my chair here. I never really considered because I'm like, why do you need a Ziploc bag? Anything you want is there for you at any given time. I don't need a Ziploc bag. If I want another cookie, I go get another cookie. If I want, whatever it may be. But again, I don't have children. So hearing it from people that have children or listening to people's conversations and going, that makes perfect sense. So Ziploc bags for, say, you're nice and comfy in your room and someone wants, water or a cookie or a cracker or, veggies or fruit. It is nice to have something in the room that is that, okay, I don't have to go out. This is one of those instances that I don't want to have to go out. So, you know, they will bring you ice to your room. I've spoke about this before. It is something that you need to ask for. So if there's something cold that you may, want, most of the rooms have your mini fridge in it. You can have them take out the things that you're not going to touch or that little hands may decide that they want to break into because you will be charged for that. And keep the items that you need cold, whether it be milk or juice or something for, your child. Along the juice lines, cup. Bringing an extra cup, whether it is the monstrous cups that us women, get made fun of, carrying, or a small cup for a child. In this large cup, not only can you have, your drink, you can fill it with, say, the juices and everything are free on the ship, the ones that are going to be in the buffet there. So if you want to fill this up with apple juice or cranberry juice or whatever may be there on your particular ship and take it back to the room so that the children have something to drink on, or if you want something to drink on, it is nice to have that extra cup, and maybe not necessarily something like this, but just something that you can actually keep something in the room. So hopefully that helps um, in that area. Um, Along the lines of bags, and speaking of Ziploc bags, I bring a wet bag on the ship with me. Actually, I carry a wet bag with me pretty much all the time. There are many forms of wet bags that you can get. There are some that have pockets that are mesh lining, that is strictly the wet items go in here and your dry items go in here. On the online store that everyone likes to shop at, you can get a set of two bags for like $8. This is an item that you're going to be taking to the beach or taking canoeing or, taking climbing or whatever it may be, that you just need something besides a plastic bag to be able to put wet items in. And you can wash it out and use it over and over again. So that's something as well as a fold up backpack. And the fold up backpack is something that takes up no room at all. Like aesthetically, it takes up a little room, but no room. And that I have used not only for carrying my items throughout the ship or when I travel, shopping, just something to think about and keep. So not just for cruise, but something that you can keep, as a whole. Um, while the ships, I find anyway, are quite comfortable, I think I've only been in one room where it was just a little bit humid. Um, but for the most part, I think all of my ships have been quite comfortable and very, very cool. But that does not mean that the sound of a fan or a hum or white noise or whatever you want to call it is not something that you're going to miss. While the ship itself makes its own noises, it is still quiet. I, before I married my husband, was not a fan person. I married my husband, and now I can't be without a fan. Even if it's a ceiling fan, I need to have something when I travel. I do have the fan that I showed you before, which I was linked down below here, that I am amazed at the battery life on that fan. Just amazed. I've had it for a year and a half now, and the battery itself does not seem at this point to be losing charge, and it wasn't expensive either. So something that you can look into or find your own. So this item is in regards to not going blind. And while I wear glasses, this was not something I thought of. But if you do wear glasses and you are heading to the beach or you're heading anywhere that there might be, you know, something you may not think about, and you're like, oh, I'm going to wear my contacts. I'm going to have my contacts in. That's wonderful. And if you forgot your glasses or you didn't bring your glasses or you don't have a set of glasses that you can at least bring with you in case something happens to those wonderful contacts, you might be blind for the rest of your cruise. And this particular person was. They had no backup plan, couldn't read anything, couldn't see anything small, and that has to be miserable. I mean, I know that I absolutely don't like not being able to read something, much less not being able to see something. So as obvious as that might seem, even if it's a cheap pair of something that will help you see, keep those in your travel bag because sometimes you get out of that cycle. You're like, I have my contacts in, the contacts now you can have them in for 72 hours, whatever. You're like, okay, that's fine. And then you get to that point where you're like, that'll never happen. It probably will. So please be prepared. I don't want you blind on your next cruise. I wasn't even sure if I wanted to discuss, to be perfectly honest with you, because my view, I don't. However, there's a fan club of them. So I found a cute one for you guys that you can see. And lanyards. Yep, I said it. The card that you're going to be using on the ship, you pay for your items. You have to have it to get on and off of your ship. Without that, you're basically, with that being said, if you do lose it, there are cruise lines who charge you a fee. It may be a nominal fee, it may not be that much, but the joy of getting to stand at the line at the concierge or pursers or customer service, whatever you want to call the desk in your realm, is not fun. I never like to stand in that line, but it is necessary sometimes. And if you can avoid standing at that line, let's do it. So if a lanyard is something for you because you know that if you put it in your pocket that doesn't have a zipper, that it's going to get lost, have a lanyard. I actually carry a like a wrist wallet, but I'm also filming and stuff, so I have to have certain things with me at all times. So I'm usually never, that's why I said I never really thought about it because to me it's a non-issue. But I can see, you having fun or going to bingo or going to trivia or dancing or whatever it may be, and you've put it in your pocket thinking I don't need anything else. It falls out of your pocket and now you're like, I have no clue where my card is. So there are a bunch of cute ones, there are a bunch of nice ones. So it is something that many people find as a great option. So I am absolutely sharing it with you. There are cruise lines that also offer, like Princess offers the medallion, um, MSC offers, and honestly, I think Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, offer a wristband as well. Some charge for it. It's like $5 to $10 extra if you want a wristband as well as a card. Some include it with that. Um, Again, it is, function over fashion when it comes to that. You decide what is most important to you, but just know that those options are out there for you. These are just some of the questions that, come to mind. There's so many things I could touch on. If there again is something like you guys have been doing, if there's something that you want to know, if enough of you present that as a, we won't call it an issue, but as something that we can bring to the round table, if you will, and have a discussion, I will absolutely do so. The more people I can help, honestly, the better I feel. That's just my personality type. I want, you to have good information. So hopefully, this has helped you in some way. If you have any questions, please reach out on social media. It's at Tiff Traveled on social media. My email is attached here. You can reach me that way. It's tifftraveled@gmail. But reach out, ask questions if you don't want to join the forum, if you will. But everyone's cruise experience is going to be different. Not every cruise is the same. So know what might be different prior to you going cruising, and it will make it a whole lot better for you in the long run. So thank you to all who are subscribed. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. It's the only way that YouTube knows that my content is worth watching and for others to watch. If you're not subscribed, I do wish that you would consider it if you liked this video or some of my other videos. It's just a simple click. And also, if you could like it, that would be something that would be most appreciative to me. Um, so thanks for watching. Until the next adventure, we'll see you next time. Bye guys.